Hello everybody, it's HoveringBanana back with another Rocket League video, and for today's topic I thought we'd talk about the question, is trading in Rocket League difficult? Now I've got a lot of comments from viewers saying that they're struggling with trading and they're not sure what to do or if they should just give up, or maybe you're a newcomer and you want to start out trading and you're not sure if it's worth it. And hopefully today's video gives you some insight into the topic, and I'll try to share some advice as well, and hopefully you can figure out if trading is worth it to you. Now I think the best place to start would be to compare the difficulty of trading today to what it was back in the early days. Now I started trading from day one since the release of the trading update, and hands down without a doubt it was much easier to trade back then. Nobody had a single clue on what was popular, what the best colors were, what the prices were. So it was extremely chaotic, but it was also really fun, and I also made a great deal of profit back then. I remember buying painted exotics such as Voltaics, or as they were known back then, lightning wheels. Also would pick up loopers and photons for like 15 keys, and then you'd flip it for sometimes even double that, up to 30 keys. But you compare that to today and I don't think you'd see anywhere close to those sort of profit margins unless you traded like a striker item and got quite lucky, or maybe a brand new item on day one. If you bought a 15 key item today, you'd probably be looking to flip it for maybe 17 keys. So profit margins have definitely dropped drastically since day one, but that begs the question, why? Well, I have a few answers to this question, and the first one I think is fairly obvious and people have just naturally gotten better at trading. I think if you were to look at it like a sport such as soccer, in the very early days would be much easier for you to become one of the top players compared to today where it would be much more difficult. Same thing with the actual game Rocket League. You compare the skill of players on day one to what it is now, and there's a drastic difference in the skill level. So not only have people naturally gotten better, but there's also a lot more resources out there for people. When I started trading, nobody knew anything, so there were no YouTube channels out there to help you. There were no price sheets. But today you've got YouTube channels like mine, LMG, XYZ Trading, where we dedicate videos to try and help you get better at trading. You've also got the price sheets, which I think are great for beginner traders to gauge the value of a whole wide range of items. And then you even can go to a place like Reddit, and they also have like text-based guides to help you get better at trading. So you might be thinking that these videos and price sheets and guides have made you much better at trading, but at the same time these are reaching thousands of other people. So now your competition at the same time has gotten much more difficult. And the next few points I think are more anecdotal, or what I've noticed in casual observation, but I do think there are more traders out there compared to day one. I've also noticed that there might be fewer buyers out there. However, that could just be tied to more competition. There might be the same amount of buyers, but instead they're going to other people to get the items. And finally, I feel like there are fewer casual traders out there. Over the past 6 to 12 months, I'm getting fewer and fewer invites for some item-based offers. So I think over that span of time, a lot of traders have given up trying to offer items. Maybe those offers constantly got rejected, so they gave up. So nowadays I see fewer item offers, but the key offers stay roughly the same. So that's my handful of reasons why I think trading has gotten more difficult from day one to where it is now. And I think the next thing we should talk about is if you should continue trading or start trading in the first place. And I would say the first thing you need to take into account is why you want to trade. If it's purely to just make money, then I think for 99.8% of people, you're better suited to maybe doing like a weekend job or a part-time job, and you'll make more money based on those hours than you would in trading. However, that doesn't mean that there's no reason to start trading. I personally find trading quite fun, and I know a lot of other people do as well. So then it looks less like a job or a chore, and while it's not as fun as actually playing Rocket League or a AAA game, making money while you do it kind of makes up for that. Also, you can do other stuff while you're trading. Let's say you love to watch series all the time. Well, maybe you can trade while you do it and make some money, but you can also play a game while you trade in Rocket League. I love to play a game called Slay the Spire, which is a card-based roguelike, and it's very slow, so that is something fun to do while I'm waiting for trades to come. I know a lot of people also prefer to work for their items in the game rather than spend money on them, so maybe you feel that way. And I think finally trading can be a lot more appealing if you live in a cheaper country. I know Egypt, India, Pakistan, those are very cheap countries. So if you were to sell an item for $20, it's worth a lot more over there. So trading is more appealing if you live in one of those cheaper countries. So those are some things to keep in mind if you're struggling in trading or you're thinking about starting. I would also say that trading is going to be the most difficult right now at the stage you're currently in. You go back to earlier in the video where I said people naturally get better, and that's going to happen to you as well. You're going to learn about more and more items. You're going to understand the market better as time goes on. So that's something to keep in mind if you're feeling a bit discouraged in trading. So now that we've talked about these key points, I think it's time to tie it back to the original question. Is trading in Rocket League difficult? And I would say for the most part it leans towards the difficult side. There's a lot of competition, a lot of experienced traders that you have to compete against, but you will naturally get better over time. There's a lot of resources out there for you to get better at trading. And I think if you enjoy it and you could do other stuff while you trade to maximize your time, it's a great way to make some extra cash, or instead of spending money, a way to get the items you really want. If you're expecting it to compete with the kind of money you'd make from doing odd jobs on the weekend or a part-time job, it's going to be really difficult. But that pretty much wraps up today's video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. What's your experience been while starting to trade? Do you think it's really difficult? But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.